Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing, spectacular Propagandacast. Be your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero site, defender of the fatherland, off here to a glorious 1v1 on, you guessed it, Langraskaya in the north. It is Baoliang fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, the Kampfgruppe Müller here with assault support, defensive doctrine, and Jaeger infantry with triple infantry bulletins. In the south, it is Shogun fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin, and the 3rd Mechanized Corps here with Guard Motor featuring T-3035s, heavy mortars, Guards, rifle infantry, vehicle crew repair training, and marked vehicle versus Baoliang now with defensive featuring Ostroben, defensive fortifications, Stu 3Es, Pack 43s, and sector artillery. And as always, a big howdy thanks to my personal company heroes, my patron supporters. You too can join their illustrious ranks by pledging on Patreon. Or you can also just donate via PayPal. Links are in the description. Or, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. Anyways, we're off to the race here. Double engineer start with penal troops there for Shogun and Ostrom MD forces out here for Baoliang, allowing him to get up more aggressive. Whereas Shogun is going to have a slightly more delayed sort of impression. Of course, his troops will pack a significant higher punch than the Ostropen. Pani sees points there. Second Ostrom squad there for Baoliang. Machine gun eastwards, Ostrom westwards, playing the men aggressively, and there you go. First Strafbat out here for Shogun equipped with the SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle. Grabbing the western victory point here. Grabbing the eastern one there. Machine just ground points it casually. Second awesome squad being moved in. It looks like Baoliang's putting heavy pressure on the western field point there, while effectively just playing more defensive as his own, which I mean makes sense. There's certainly not your typical Ostrom opening in that sense, but it doesn't mean it's bad. But bad. But anyways, off to the races here. Second penal squad, of course, Baoliang. By the time Shogun has two penal squads out, of course, he will have 3 squads of Ostrom match. That's quite a bit of an infantry difference there. Though, of course, again, qualitatively, there's a bit of a gap in other ways. Machine gun up here with eastern field point. We can see this Shogun looking to also hit Baoliang's field point. That's set. He might just be able to sneak past here the blind spots, and the machine can't see all the way. So there's a chance here the penal troops get away. And oh, look, get spotted here in time. Maybe not. No. Close call there, though. Close call. Note the machine gun has a slight weirdness where the MD42 specifically, where like at the very edges of the arc of fire, it tends not to actually react a lot, and sometimes takes seconds before it starts firing. So you got a bit lucky. The machine actually reacted somewhat in time and pushed back Shogun Strafniki. On the west side here, also they're slowly moving about. The engineers caught, and now the field point on the west is wide open, thus giving Baoliang access to not one but both field points. A staggering development there. Going up for tech here, not going for a 4th Ostrom squad, but still relying just on the aggression, sheer momentum he's gained with the Ostrom against Shogun Going for a 3rd penal squad there. Catching the Ostrom there, need to get into cover with those, at least can somewhat hit. And he should just move the other Ostrom squad support instead of trying to grab the point. I don't think it's a mistake. He's just trying to secure the point. We can just win the engagement there and then move back to grab it. He's moving now, but I feel like he might lose precious seconds here against the penal troopers in this engagement. So again, I think this was a tactically bad call by Baoliang. I can understand the logic behind it, obviously, but in these situations, I would always just focus on winning the engagement and then grabbing the point, rather than risk, having the engagement turn sour and then not getting either of the point, for example. So now you can see there, Shogun is starting to move more forces, so in the end, it may have been all moot, but again, I feel like he could at least render the point neutral with that instead. Plus, done more damage to the penal troopers than he actually did. Take down the way for Baoliang. We shall see what it is. 2-2, 251. A few options there opposite here to our friends there. Ostrom south again playing very aggressively, though may want to keep the machine close here. We've got telemines as well. Baoliang displaying some foresight there against possible vehicular rushes from his opponent. Bunker as well there for Baoliang, and like to make a nice company almost done. Shogun of course, looking to turn the tide, makes a direct beeline for the enemy's carve point, disrupting it. And that way trying to turn the tables on his opponent. Thumbs up. Machine gun is arriving, but even then looks like he might just... No! Pioneers narrowly prevent the point from being rendered neutral. Close call, but there you go. More troops running the flanking machine there is going to be a bit unsafe as the Ostrom. Oh, MD4 trying to deal with that as well, but these aren't suppressed. The Pioneers getting murdered, and the point has been rendered neutral. So, a lot of dicey engagements here between Baoliang and Shogun A lot of intense fighting here. Strafniki pinned down. Others part of the Ostrom being absolutely mauled by the penal troopers since they're not in cover. And that means they really can't hit the broadside of a barn. Of course, the penal troopers pack a hell of a punch. So in the end, though, Baoliang does win the engagement. Certainly takes a bit of beating. We got an armoured car on the way for them. As for what's going on in Shogun space, medics could take up here perhaps soon. Even if it doesn't say get out a T-70 anytime faster, just having it ready there could be an idea for Shogun shot. Staff retreating here and just searching forwards for this infantry there. Armored car almost done. That's going to force them on into tank rifles or into guardsmen. So we'll of course see how Shogun responds to that. But there you go, 2-2, like the punches B-Wagen out there for Baoliang and Deutschland, the Kampfgruppe Müller. German Kampfgruppe were usually named after the commanding officer of the unit. Little fun side fact there. Same applied to the more defensive Kampfgruppen known as the Sperrverbande. They would also typically be named after the commanding officer, but in some cases if a division was rendered too weak, and this also applies to Kampfgruppe by the way, they could just be called, the divisional name and then Kampfgruppe to sort of highlight that, they no longer really had the divisional strength, but sort of, more roughly on that. So for example, you could have a situation like, the Kampfgruppe Leer, or, stuff like that, for example, where, to highlight the division was basically only at Kampfgruppe strength, and battalions or regimental level strength there, so they would give it the Kampfgruppe. So, bit there in terms of like naming processes, but it's just like a regular name, not a divisional name. It's usually just the commanding officer. But again, you could also see like a division be described as a Kampfgruppe as well. Troop reinforcing and healing here. Half track out, guardsmen out there for Shogun Cho. Austin was the Punis Engineers. We got the first guard squad out for Shogun Cho. And these we got armored cars and engineers, routing them with murderous fire. These was the Austin the Pioneers. Troops reinforcing healing. Flame for half-track on the way there for Baoliang. Sneak about here with the 2-2. Anti-tank rifles up and the penal troopers as well here. Good hit down the armoured car. Interesting choice they're going for the half-track as well. He's going for the flamethrower after. That's quite a mechanized push here from Baoliang, which is typically don't see for most Valorant players. Like most of them to go for like double armoured cars, one armoured car or one flamethrower. But a mix of the two is actually quite unusual. Interesting though. But certainly again gives them a lot of mobility and firepower in this regard, and certainly increases the challenge here for Shogun Cho. That said, it does require more telemine, so Pack 40 soon, because his op's going to be like, still fighting against the T-70 soon, and that could give him some problems with just one armoured car to stop that. I mean, double armoured cars can take one out, but armoured car and flame for half attack, not so much. Ooh, self-charge here. Shattering the entire building, causing collapse in the way, so we got the Pioneers caught with the guardsmen. Flampanzerwagen there falling back. East side here we got the Ostswimming forts here back in Shogun Cho's base. More troops reinforcing, and there you go. Can soon push for that T-70, and Baoliang meanwhile going for another MG42 team. Interesting. Clearly not expecting a T-70 anytime soon. I also don't think he'd be committing to this. I mean, it may just be he just doesn't care about it, I suppose, but... there's a little... kind of get the impression he's not expecting it, though, the way he's sort of going about things. But again, I could be wrong. Ultimately, I can't really read his mind. I can only make assumptions. Guards from Pims from the westwards here. Back here, reinforcing healing. MD42 ready there for Baoliang. In the center, got the flamethrower with the engineers. T-70 there for Shogun Cho. Also, my engineers. MD42 being hauled forwards. Flampanzerwagen burning through the troops here in the west. Scorching them with the burning fires of the Third Reich. Interesting, he just keeps going about this part, the flamethrower just burning through there. There you go, Shogun Cho realizes the situation and just backs out of there before his men get turned into, well, toast. T-70 is almost done, and Baoliang continues to have not really like a lot of entertainment. Like, you got the Telemann here in the east, and I think that's really it from Baoliang currently in his T-70 stopping adventures. So unless he emancipates his opponent over there, or for some reason Shogun Cho decides to rush his T-70 eastwards there for a deep flank right away, I'd say chances of stopping that T-70 right away seems a bit limited here. That's just another Telemann I missed. Never could know. I mean, there could have been like a Telemann here theoretically. He's gonna have to go for like a Pack 40 soon, or he's gonna have to go for a... he's laying down more Telemanns. Panzer squad with Panzerschrecks. So it looks like he may not be quite keen on going for the Pack 40, which I suppose is another option, though again, in which case he really should consider another armoured car around the flank for half tank, honestly. Since double armoured cars have a fair chance of taking out a T-70. There you go, doing some damage. Got the pinch force and then tank rafts. Of course, got the guardsmen backing up as well. Guardsmen have yet to upgrade the DP light machine guns. They're skirmishing here, holding back. Shogun chose T7 actually got down to half health. Largely just using the armored car, which shows again, armored cars can sort of work, though you really want, like, you know, 2 of them if possible. And now Shogun should bring in the slightly bigger stuff here. He's also been called in to blast his way through Baoliang's defenses. Ostrom hand here out in the open with the large clump of infantry under Shogun Cho's command. Tech on the way there. So yeah, he's going for a rush here, and he's basically just relying on the armored car and the telemines. A bold strategy for sure. A very bold strategy by Baoliang. Sometimes that they can work out. Sneaky harassment there by Shogun Cho. Thumbs up, very good. Draws away attention for the front line. It could open up then for a bigger push here. Continues routed, but also crucially slows down Baoliang's fuel income and makes it hard for him to rush ahead here for armor, which probably is also one reason why Shogun Cho is looking to do this, of course, is to prevent him from, you know, getting rushed and overwhelmed by Baoliang's armor. Going for the car point though. Hey, mortifying away there, bombarding here Baoliang's center. He's almost about to hit with the armored car and the flame for a half track. You can also soon begin laying down mines for the half track, which would obviously be really handy. It could also be useful in slowing down the T-70, or for that matter, infantry. MD-40 in the center here. He can also then begin upgrading his Ostrom with light machine guns. In fact, he does that pretty much as soon as possible. Thumbs up to Baoliang. Picks up the Flampanzerwagen, Straffnicking about. Quiet back at the base. There we go, more telemines here from Baoliang. Other squad retreating, probes up the Spomo Corps. Ooh, bit of a mistake with the flame for half track, and yeah, hit with anti-tank out of charge. It's going to cost on the flame for a half track. Kaboom, and pop goes the weasel. Pioneer brings to line 5 the Gauchos, still haven't upgraded the DP light machine guns. That's definitely good there for Baoliang's infantry. There goes a pommer crop for Baoliang. He's not trying for a tier 4 rush. He's going to consider like something like a Shogun Osman possibly with that T70 fast. He may of course just try and buy time for the Panzer IV, but the Stug would certainly be able to put down that T70 very fast and finish it off. And the Osman will also just be good versus the infantry. And he's going for the car point here. Once more Shogun Cho leads aggressively versus Baoliang. In the west side here, Strafniki caught by a lot of machine gun fire and sent packing. Another push in the east. Whoa, okay, Shogun Cho's committing to double heavy mortars. Alright, things are getting a bit spicy here, ladies and gentlemen. If he makes use of those mortar bombardment abilities consistently, though, that could actually quickly become a problem for Baoliang, since those can, you know, quickly rack up some kills on the right hand. Sees an eastern point here, though. So will he go for the Stu 3G, the Austin, and the Panzer IV? I mean, one thing he theoretically could do is like go for double Stoogies and then call in a pair of Stoogies to back them up. At which point, you know, he has a fairly large assault gun fleet that can deal with both infantry and armor. Plus, the Stoogies could also provide support with smoke screens, which could be used both defensively and offensively. So, I mean, there's arguably, you know, a lot of reasons to consider something like that double Stoogie build. You need to ride about the armored cars and the Ostropen. But right now, though, Shogun Cho's he's pouncing upon Baoliang and exploiting any gap in the lines, any weakness, any mistake. And there you go, MD4 wipe. This is a great kill here for Shogun Cho. Thumbs up there, and really punishes Baoliang. Okay, mortar firing down there, no bombardments there so far. Definitely should consider doing that though. Then again, one reason he might have gone for double heavy mortars is perhaps because he doesn't want to barrage so much. He's just hoping to rely on volume instead to make up for accuracy. Which, I mean, you know, is a strategy. Meanwhile, Baoliang replacing the MD4 with more Ostropmen. I think he should consider some Panzer gun deal to support his, you know, attacks and armor better here. There we go. Did the job in the Ostrom, also the entire unit. T-Sim rushing forwards here. Instantly on up, he's expecting the push here for the center. Not bad idea then. In this case, though, Shogun Cho does not quite go for it the way that Baoliang had hoped. Panther 4 on the way there, so yeah, just Panther 4s, which again is fine. But the Stug again would allow him to just quickly punch in that, pounce on that T-70, possibly finish it off. And again, we just gone for double and then follow up with double Stugis. But that might just be me. Ooh, knocked out by Telemine. Thumbs up there to Baoliang in his Telemine. Apparently laid down more in the area there. Good work there. Also a good thing to do when you're relying on any Ostrom builds. You know, doctrines, because they tend to have you floating a lot of munitions in the early games, so turning that into like a lot of mines is, you know, very good idea in general. You can see they worked out quite nice with Baoliang. It did take some time, but either way, a dead T-70 is a good T-70 if you're German. Now the push for the fuel point there, MD-42 catching the DEC. And there you go, Panzerkampfwagen Fliegereffectsbereit. Shogun just got the mechanized armor company up. That's going to take some time to get out any T-35s, but I imagine we'll go for them. Here, more just keep firing away. We got 7 kills, we got 1 kill there. Oh, he actually has been bombarding a bit, very good. 2 thumbs up there to Shogun then. 1 for each heavy mortars bombarding with. Ostrom pushing forward, we're caught here by the penal troop MG42 team. Bad news that. What's going on with that heavy mortar though? I think there's been a misclick here by Shogun or some messed up orders, which occasionally I feel like that can happen. Like you give a unit one order, but for some reason there's a mix up, perhaps with an input delay, and then another unit gets the order instead. That one really gets my goat. Can't move about there. Or grinds my gears. There you go. Back to him bombardment here on the MU-42 team. That needs to get out there fast because there's 2 heavy mortars looking to like squash that one. That could get round come very fast. Sniping here for Baoliang in the current timing seems questionable. I mean, in particular when he's like up against an opponent with holy shit, he almost got the Ostrom shooting past there as well. But in particular, we got an opponent with like a lot of like heavy mortars. I think there's a good chance, you know, with a bit of bad luck, to lose the sniper to like a stray mortar round. So, yeah, I was cancelling for more Ostrom. Okay, he's just spamming them now. But again, I would strongly recommend some Panzer Grenadier, since they are better assault troops. Of course, if Baoliang just really wants to rely on, you know, Ostrom, I suppose, having 6 of them light machine guns could arguably do the trick. He's going to then have to manage all those Ostrom. In particular, since they still require heavy cover, and that of course means they have to stand still, that means the heavy mortars definitely get some shots and just utterly annihilating them. You see that we got the Indian forwards. Pioneers being absolutely demolished here. I told you bringing a minesweeper into this was a bad idea, but I thought that we could pretend him into being some sort of Wunderwaffen. The Russians, they're not idiots. I don't care what the propaganda tells you, they're not that stupid. Hey, mortar firing down there. Troop reinforcing healing. But yeah, so also highlights just the issue there for now, Baoliang. He's getting out artillery, which is pretty risky. And now it's going to be difficult for him to just bring in mortars to counter that, so you may have to consider like either some really good attacks or a lot of, you know, well, heavy artillery, which would mean the Panzerwerfer, which is not exactly amazing. But they're going to using up their gun. Consistent deep flanking on the right flank by there for Shogun Cho. 2 thumbs up. Very good to see that, of course, unless you're the guy being flanked, in which case you'd rather prefer he didn't. Ostrom was being caught with the Pumas and Engineers. Bit of a harsh pursuit here. The Ostrom now turning light machine on, but they've all taken so much damage. I'm not sure they can actually win that engagement. And then we got the Panzer pushing back the troops there. And we got the heavy mortars just constantly blasting. We got 4 and 11 kills on them. Holy shit, that Ostrom column almost got just hit by that. I'm really surprised he keeps, you know, bunching up his troops like that, because it really feels like he's just, you know, challenging fate here with just asking him to get completely demolished. In this case, he's able to attack the heavy mortars. Could possibly get a wipe on one of them if his men could hit. It seems to be the case they can't. But there you go. That was a great hit, though. Lots of dead penal troopers and mortar crewmen there. Another great hit from the Panther 4. It's just tearing through Shogun Cho's forces here. Another hit there. Pumas and Garp getting the Panther 4. A mortars firing away there. Also Mr. Strafniki. Baoliang's got in a fairly comfortable position to actually go for another Panther 4 soon. I mean, you could also maybe just hope for the Stoogies to like pull through against the artillery, I suppose. All the troops setting out there. Panther 4 need repairs. Strafniki and Garten forcing their way forward. You can go for the T-45. Heavy mortars keep hammering away there. 16 and 5 kills. Those heavy mortars definitely some serious lifting up for Shogun Cho. Some serious lifting. Now the lines engaged near. Lots of Ottoman light machines up against the advance of Shogun Cho's Strafniki guardsmen. But the Ottomans simply are not rated for this kind of combat. At least not without a couple more squads backing them up. Heavy mortars being hauled forwards, which really makes this engagement much more hazardous. Since again, they have to stand still. They can't easily move position. So they are fairly good targets for the heavy mortars if he's not careful. There you go. He retreats just before the mortar bombs land amongst them. In the east side, you've got the armoured car being fixed up. Grabbing the fuel upon there as well. Second Panther 4 on the way, but now there's a T-34-85 on the way as well there. Looking to make Baoliang's life very miserable. Two pushing east here for Shogun Cho. Fixing up the Panther 4 westwards here with the MU-42. T-35 there. Ready to prepare. There you go. Armoured car finally knocked out. Kaput. Panther 4 arriving. So yeah, that's 2 Panther 4s. I mean, there's still a chance now to knock out the T-35 fast here, but if Shogun plays it wisely, may not quite go well. There we go. Great start for the T-35 there. Numerous Osthoben shattered. Panther 4s going straight for it though. First shot from the T-35 and the Panther 4s are bounced. Panther 4s are either getting a hit or missing. Pushing forward swiftly, and there you go. Another hit on the T-35. Panther 4s yet to take a scratch from the T-35. This is pretty great there for him. But there you go, mine hit. This is great. This is great. Still the Panther 4s pursuing up. Instead we've got treatment force now. Need to put back with the Panther 4. And there you go. Anti-tank rifles marked target. Panther 4 they're suffering intense damage, but still was able to at least buy some time and push back Shogun Cho's front line. Heavy mortars in trouble here. Could possibly wipe it out there, which of course would be great for Baoliang. More mortar bombs just going off all over the place. Strafnik and Garten advancing. Panther 4's being hauled away there. Awesome routed. East side they also outmaneuvered, then grabbed by Shogun Cho. Very good. Thumbs up. A lot of action, a lot of maneuver. Reinforcing, healing. Continue advance here from Shogun Cho's infantry on the hunt for tanks. And just continue to sweep up the eastern side here. Excellent. And as of course you have Baoliang. Pioneers fixed off with a lot of infantry in the center, have to fall back, fixing up that Panther 4. Back at reinforcing, healing as well. Yeah. And there you go, an exceptionally good hit. They're straight to the midst of this troops there. More Panther forming up there. Another great hit. Veterans hit 2. Further fighting there. Further murdering. Another great hit. The Haymold firing down there. Casualties piling up. West side, their machine holding up. We got the T-35 rushing forward for Shogun Cho and the Red Army. Panther's then dying to repairs. Ostrom being mauled out here in the open. Another hit from Panther 4. Another hit there. Panther's also doing exceptional damage to the T-35 up there. Panther 4 pushing ahead for Deutschland. T-35 there down to half health. Ostrom there obviously nothing more than chaff in the face of the T-35 there. Ostrom up eastwards. Troops reinforcing healing. West Engineers routed. Ostrom must the Strafniki. And there goes Satchel Charge. Baoliang not paying attention though, and a full wipe. Continue to go for another T-35 there. Baoliang could go for Stu G here, could go for the Stu V Ostrom, or just more Panther 4s. And more heavy mortar fighters rain down here from the heavy mortars. We've got 17 and 6 kills there. Better 2 on the first one. It's definitely dangerous there for Baoliang's now infantry. Well, Baoliang's infantry now. Panther 4 there, better 2 barbers, shots and added. And we got another T-35 on the way there for Shogun Cho. Worth noting here is probably not bothered with any field guns, so it is worth noting this match has not seen a single anti-tank gun, which is actually quite rare, because unlike double anti-tank guns, it's actually kind of meta. But yeah, bit of a little note there. T-55 pushing forward, back up engineers, and of course the heavy mortars also remaining reserve. Worth noting that at this point Shogun just not reinforcing, it's just keeping it at low health to free up population, I guess. Heavy mortars keep firing away there. Panther force moving forwards. Got the pins on the way. We also got plenty of mines now from Shogun to try and catch up any German armoured attacks. Very nice. Thumbs up. And there you go. Fresh T-35 there for Shogun. Sure, heavy mortars just keep bombarding. Keep looking to snuff out German lives. There we go. A third Panther 4 here for Baoliang. You may actually want to try firing a flare off. Oh wait, you can't do that, not with the heavy mortars. They lost their ability in favour of the delayed fuse ability. Machine the cop with the T5 Panther 4 striking back. Machine crew back there will go wiped out, leaving Baoliang now at least for a brief while the heavy machine gun teams there. Panther 4's been pushed back due to the sheer number of anti-tank rifles plus the T for the 35s. No infantry support either, and it's going to be tough to get. Yeah, we go, it's going to destroy it with the anti-tank rifles. Really leaving Baoliang there a bit exposed now to the infantry, having to rely just on the Panther 4s and the Ostroben. In the east here, Ostrom's sitting about there. Pressure on the right flank. West side short being gobbled up by Shogun. We got the T for the 5, they're getting there since one. And Baoliang's third Panther 4 is almost ready. It is worth noting he's effectively so far only used one ability in the entire doctrine, which is the Ostrom. I mean, he's going to use nothing else. He might as well go on for the Ostrom doctrine rather than defensive. And there you go, wiped out. Light machine gun drops. Starting to look pretty rough here for Baoliang. Those heavy mortars are definitely starting to pay off. And there you go, almost got the pinch squad there with the Panther 4s. So that is a understrength Panther platoon here under Baoliang's command, but can he leverage it here versus Shogun? Sure. So now that Shogun's forces are starting to grow very steadily. Alongside his control of the map there. Panther 4's pushing forward, see, machine they're caught. T5's up in the Panther 4s, there we go. Mine hit off though. Mistake, they're parking his tank on the mine there. And this is a great opportunity for Baoliang to finish off. They're leaving him down one tank. Now the heavy mortars exposed. It could be a great opportunity here for Baoliang to swing the game in his favour again. Hitting a mine of his opponent there. Now this time it's his time to have it messed up by Shogun Cho's mines. Mortar crews also about to get wiped out. The T4 flanking in. He got one of the mortar crews. Almost got the other one. Panther 4, they hold back. Pursuit of penal troopers and support. He's calling in more Ostrom. He's lost even more of them. In fact, only used 2 Ostrom squads on Armbell way while placing losses. Panther 4's been pursued. We got Mark vehicle here. Panther 4 looking to save the other one. I think that may be too late. Panther 4 there, knocked out. We could see the other one go down here as well. There we go. There we go. Intense losses here for Baoliang. Down to just one Panther 4 and a bunch of Ostroben. He did get a T5 on one of the heavy mortars, but he's not able to finish it off here. Things just got very, very complicated for Baoliang. Very complicated. Ostrom falling back here, going down from the flank. Here we go. Panther 4 trying to crash them with the blitzkrieg maneuver. Mercilessly. Baoliang steps on the pepper. There you go. Right into the anti-tank house of charge there. A mortar left about there in the open. T4 moving forwards. Panther 4 dying to repairs. And Baoliang's need to rebuild pretty much everything. There you go. Back to 4 infantry squads at the very least, even they are Ostrom with just light machine guns. Got the penals engaging the Ostrom in the centre, east side here. More pressure on Baoliang. Needs more fuel badly, and he needs to, well, not lose more tanks. Since in the end he effectively traded 2 Panther 4s for a T-35, which is a pretty bad trade for the Germans. Considering the T-35 is only like a fraction more expensive than the Panzer 4. So that was quite painful there for Baoliang. The lack of infantry support in particular Panzer was there, I think, hurt him quite a lot there, since again the Ostrom just aren't great for supporting those kinds of attacks, and that's really where the Panzer are going to shine, but the lack of them definitely made it much more difficult for Baoliang to do what he wanted there. Ostrom needs to with the T-45 there, not only for Shogun Cho. Telemine off there, could perhaps hunt it down with the Panther 4 and take it out. Yup. That, of course, is a great opportunity for Baoliang to stabilise the situation, maybe get an upper hand here against Shogun Cho. A mortar to keep firing away there. 7 kills, 22, and there you go. Panther going for the blitzkrieg maneuver, looking to keep moving faster, and the chariot there on it. Eventually increasing rate of fire plus mobility further, and got it. Very good there. Of course, there's another one, but at least ensures that his opponent doesn't suddenly gain the upper hand in terms of numbers. Got 30 kills on that Ace Panther 4, by the way. Excellent. And there's, of course, your Shogun shot. Still has to fall back due to the guardsman being in great condition. The Panther 4 less so. In the center, big push as well. The lack of heavy machine does also make it difficult for him to stop these kind of attacks here from Shogun shot. More pioneers with Baoliang. Fresh T-Fiddle rolling out there from Shogun shot. Hey, Mortar just keep firing away there, keep looking to stomp out German lives. In this case, Ostrom lives. Awesome, you haven't done the T-55 there. Being slowly pushed back. Ostroming forwards. Pinch right there being hammered up with the Ostroben. Almost got them wiped. Close call, and the end not close enough. And looks like she's going to keep going for more Panther 4s. Ace Awesome probably with the T-5 like just lands another great hit. He multiplies just with one man, but clearly Shogun doesn't care. 32 kills on the Ace Panther 4, great hit from the T-45 there. Panther 4 looking to return the favour. Need to get that repaired up again, push on the left side, very good. We got 169 to 166. Pretty close in terms of victory points. Also been laying down mines as he sort of pushed the front line almost up to Baoliang's doorstep. Very good. Thumbs up to Shogun Cho. I don't think actually managed to lay on any mines for the half track that is Baoliang with his flamethrower after going to hit Veterans 1. Bit no sight there. If you actually have the time for it, now think about it. Fix on that Panther 4. Heavy mortars just keep raining down death here on Baoliang. Looking for the eastern point there. Panther 4's almost got to go onto me here for Baoliang. A real pocket tiger here. In fact, fun fact about the Panther 4, but with the armoured skirts, it was actually commonly mistaken for a tiger tank. In particular on the western front, they would report a lot more tiger tanks destroying than the Germans would have in the area. So, obviously the case was they were mistaking Panther 4 with armoured skirts there for tiger tanks. As you know, to the untrained eye, they can sort of look a bit similar in terms of silhouette. Panther 4 halfway done, grab the eastern point. And fun fact about the Soto Heavy Mortar, the Germans actually rocked it so much that they just straight up copied it. In fact, I think a lot of the Axis nations did. So, a little fun fact about that one. Panther 4 flying away there. Getting the troops out in the open, and there goes another Panther 4 ready, but no Sturmgeschütz. Shogun can soon go up for another T-35. Getting back a good chunk on the map here though. Good for Baoliang, less good for Shogun Cho. Panther 4 shoots, bounces. T-35 misses, and Hey Mortify just keeps raining down death. We got 143 to 166. He's creeping eastwards. Got the Pinnacle advance in the center point. We've got 33 kills on them with their light machines as well. There we go. Good hit from the Panther 4 there. H55 here, changing tactics a bit here versus Baoliang and his armor. Not a bad idea. T-5 rushing forwards. Good hit there, getting extra on the process. Could also try and flank here Baoliang, but Shogun Cho seems quite happy with the current level of tactics there. Probably aided a bunch by, Baoliang's complete lack of heavy machine gun teams. 10 kills then, the east side, we got the moving up here, we got the Osman building trying to defend that. Panther 4's once more into repairs. Now he cancels the H55 for another T-35. I mean, that works too in the end. It's just the T-35s that can, of course, take a lot of punishment. Ostrom hitting a mine, hitting him for the mortar fire again. 136 versus 161. Looking pretty tight here, and there you go. Finally replacing his MD-42 losses with a new one. Took him a bit of a while to get there. 121 was 161. Situation that is starting to look more and more bleak here for Baoliang. Also being mauled out in the open though, taking a lot of punishment here for Shogun Cho's forces. Panther going ahead again, though, of course with all the anti-tank blocks about there, and the T-55 is going to be tough to push ahead here. Got it on it, but needs to get a lot more kills in there. Truth be told, to really make an effective push. Or he needs to like try and hit his opponent from another angle instead of just engaging him head on. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right round. That was quite the spin there. Also being handled with the T-55s. Panther Force pushing ahead. Panther 4 there, almost knocked out. Getting a bit dangerous here for Baoliang once more. We got 82 versus 161. Not making much progress here. Panther 4's in dying repairs once more. Again, that Ace Panther 4's really done some serious lifting here for Baoliang. 38 kills, Ace level. That is some intense work. Instant up here now for them before 2 again under Shogun Cho's command. Thumbs up. In fact, it's clearing out Baoliang's MG42. And down it goes. So now it's finally going for a Pack 40. More fire there from both T-55 and the Instant Artillery rounds here. We got a strike called in here specifically to sector artillery. Could have called in this much sooner, I think, at a more critical time. But oh well. In fact, he's just then calling it, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, it's one of those abilities that really only works if you've got at least a good chunk of the map. They're not when you're actually behind and you like, need to push ahead. So it's just 200 munitions currently doing nothing, because why would Shogun Team like care about it at this point? So yeah, not an ace situation here for Baoliang in remotely here versus Shogun Cho. 41 kills in that Ace Panther 4 though. A real hero of the Reich.
We have taken the enemy down to 50 points.
Panther 4 good to move. From 40. Quick engagements there. Mark target off here. Veterans 1 gained. Lots of fire in there. Troops pushing forward here for Shogun Cho. Instant up on these stuff. I guess he could do it like. If you can catch the Pack 40 with that, can actually quickly out the Pack 40 bar away. And seeing up his runs is great for clearing anti-tank as well. And there you go, almost got it cleared up without needing that. Panther 4 keep firing at the advancing troops. We've got 36 to 161 here. 42 kills on the Panther 4. Those hay mortars just keep running down death. They actually haven't hit anything at this stage. But again, that's not saying they haven't done any good. I mean, again, they did a ton of damage before. But at this point, I think part of his issue is they're too far behind to really assist. But also because Baoliang is spending increasingly a large amount of time inside of his own base, so there's not really much for them to do. 131 versus 161. 29, 28. They should find one for Shogun Cho again. Taking out the Panther Force, prioritizing the Ace level one, I think is a very good idea there. Thumbs up there to Baoliang. Not as much to give him a thumbs up at this point of the match, if one has to be honest. Mortars just keep raining down death. Oh, we actually got 1 kill on the old veteran one, the 2, and there we go. Suddenly getting a lot more kills. Ace Panther 4 once more effective, but I got troops on the west side. Ace should almost done here for Shogun Cho. Almost done. 24. 23. Strafniger out of the 2 Panther 4s. Intense losses inflicted. Bringing in the Pioneers, almost wiping up both Pioneer squads. Pack 40 joining in there under Baoliang's command. Finally went front. So yeah, this is a match where we like almost saw no anti-tank guns. That's actually really rare nowadays, honestly. It is incredibly rare. Also missed the Punions from the west. People going for the Pantherforce back up to H5, causing quite a bit of problems there for Baoliang. Ace Pantherforce particularly being focused on. We got 44 kills in the South Chart and the Storm there. Wiped out. Pack Crew gone as well. Another awesome squad battling just Baoliang with one awesome squad. I think at this point it is very much GG. And there you go. Game over. 1 second away from 40 minutes. So GG, game over, their victory for Shogun, the loss for Baoliang. Certainly an interesting strategy there in some ways, but I think the issue was in part tactics. Again, just I think at times you got to focus too much on the centre, but also lack of panzer grenadiers or any other supporting elements. Plus, you know, maybe some stooks of some sorts assist in other ways. But that's it. Shogun just double more sorts of I think a crucial element that made it much harder for Baoliang's strategy to really work. It also just provided him constant artillery support, which put a lot of pressure on Baoliang. Plus, you know, he's just very good at flanking and harassing, whereas Baoliang again kind of lost out to that as the match went on. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.